tell you this. What President Obama is a big spending liberal. And he takes his political inspiration from Europe and from the socialist Democrats in Europe. Guess what? Europe isn't working in Europe. It's not going to work here. I believe in America. I believe in the opportunity and in the freedom that is American opportunity and freedom. I believe in free enterprise and capitalism. I believe government is too big. It's gone from 27% of our economy in the years of JFK to 37% of our economy. We have to rein in the scale of government, or we're not going to continue to be a free economy.
We're not going to raise taxes. This is the worst time to be raising taxes, and everybody knows that. We need to grow. We need to be reminded of what Ronald Reagan told us so beautifully, that which is great about America, freedom. We need to reestablish freedom in the marketplace.
Balance the federal budget now. Not 15 years from now, not 20 years from now, but now.
Well, I'll tell you what, that is the subject that is crucial because government is too big in Washington, D.C. It's run away. We have no controls of spending, taxes, regulations, no control in the Federal Reserve printing money. So if we want government, whether it's medical care or whatever, it's proper to do it at the local level as well as our schools. But there is no authority in the Constitution to do so much of what we're doing. There's no authority for them to run our schools, no authority to control our economy, and no authority to control us as individuals on what we do with our personal lives.
Assume Washington remains the way Washington is right now, it's all hopeless. We might as well buy Greek bonds and go down together.
How do you get us past that?
I'm promising to submit a balanced budget to Congress in the year 2013. That's a 43% reduction in federal spending. I am going to promise to advocate the abolishment of the Federal Department of Education.
20 years ago, the federal contribution to education was 3%. It's not 11%, and our schools are doing worse. And it's exactly what Gary Johnson just said. It's because the federal governments are meddling. The bottom line problem with education is that the education system doesn't serve the customer of the education system. And who's the customer? The parents. Because it's the parents' responsibility to educate the children. It's been that responsibility from the moment they were born. They began the education of their children. At some point, the government has convinced parents that at some point, it's no longer their responsibility. In fact, they force them, in many respects, to turn their children over to the public education system and wrest control from them and block them out of the participation of that. That has to change, or education will not improve in this country.
If you care about your children, you'll get the federal government out of the business of educating our kids.
Americans want a leader who's got a proven record of job creation. Number one, we get rid of Obamacare. Secondly, we pull back all of those regulations that are job killing today, whether it's Dodd-Frank or whatever, it's the EPA. And then we sit with Congress and we lower those corporate tax rates, we lower those personal tax rates, and then we put our plan to make America energy independent, and that is the way you get America working again.
Let me tell you this about our system in Massachusetts. 92% of our people were insured before we put our plan in place. Nothing's changed for them. The system is the same. They have private market-based insurance. We had 8% of our people that weren't insured. And so what we did is we said, let's find a way to get them insurance. Again, market-based, private insurance. We didn't come up with some new government insurance plan.
Government destroys jobs, the market creates jobs. So the government isn't going to be expected to create the jobs. They have to change the environment. You have to deal with the Federal Reserve System. You have to deal with free markets. And you have to deal with the tax program and the regulatory system. Then you can get your jobs because the people will create the jobs, not the government.
The last words Ronald Reagan said as President of the United States in his farewell address, he was concerned about the future of our country because we were forgetting who we were, didn't remember what Americans was really all about. I think that's what's the problem right now, is we have a president who doesn't understand what America is all about. America is a great country because we are a country that believes in God-given rights to every single man, woman, and child in America, and that we built this country from the bottom up, believing in free people, to have that responsibility to live their lives in service to themselves, their family, their community, and their God. And in so doing, we transformed the world. We had a leader in Reagan who believed in you. President Obama is the new King George III who believes in things being dictated from on high. We need to replace him to someone who believes in the American people again.